Hello guys, welcome to the series of lectures physics. In the classes of electrostatics, we have just discussed something about Coulomb's law, electrostatic field, and in last class we discussed about charge distribution. There were three kinds of distribution of charges. First one was the linear charge density, second one was the surface charge density, and the third one was the volume charge density. Today in this class we shall learn electric field due to linear charge distribution only. In that particular case, when charges is distributed over a line and we have to calculate electric field at some given specified points for different conditions there. So there are lots of concepts and approximations that we have to consider here, and that will be using in further classes also when we require to apply such types of concepts. So friends, actually for calculating electric field, first we have to calculate the Coulomb's force, and we know that the Coulomb's force is applicable for 2-point charges only. But in this case we have the charge distributed uniformly over a line. So how should we apply the concept? Let us consider that. One thing that you have been given is the linear charge density, means charge per unit length. Charge per unit length in each and every case has to remain a constant. That has not going to be changed here. So one parameter is constant, that is charge per unit length, means unit length, the charge on that unit length is always a constant quantity, and that we have learned how to write, that is Q by L, and we represent it as lambda. So here we shall discuss it. Two cases are simple. So on a line, what are the possibility? There are three possibility for the line. One is the line is of finite length, means it has a given length and charge is distributed over it, and you have to find the electric field at somewhere. Second condition is that the length of the line is not finite, means it is very large wire, very large line, very large wire, and charge is distributed over it. So in this case we have to calculate electric field. And another case is that half of this infinite length. So there are three cases here that we have to learn. One is the finite length, another is the infinite length, and the third one is the semi-infinite length, means half of the infinite. Half of the infinite means what? Here infinite means a very large wire with compared to the distance where we have to find out the value of electric field. That is the definition of infinity here. So see, just try to concept two cases. First one is the infinite length, second one is the semi-infinite length. So these two are easy to calculate, but when we shall be doing finite length, it's not an easy task with respect to these two calculations, where we have to consider some mathematics, a little bit approximations there, and then we have to apply the concept to calculate the value of the electric field. So what happens? See guys, infinite length means what? Infinite length means length is very large with compared to the distance where we have to calculate the electric field. Means just discussed one by one. What happens? This is a infinite length. Infinite length is there. So when it is infinite length and this is a perpendicular distance A from this infinite line where we have to calculate the value of electric field. What can we do? A line can be supposed, or actually is made up of so many points. So when we consider points, so many points coming together, to make a line. So a line can be supposed to be made up of points. So here what we have to do, this point, this small point, then again 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 this small point. So many small points will come together to make this line. So what we have to do, because we have to take the point charge, because we have to calculate the electrostatic force with the help of the point charge, because that is the only concept that we are having till now to calculate the electric field there. So we have to take a point charge, that's why we are going to consider it a point, because a line can be supposed to be made up with so many points. That's why we have taken a point, and a point whose length we have considered is dx. Then we can consider that the charge on it is dq. So this dq is the point charge at this point, where at the distance of x from this reference line, where you have to calculate the value of electric field. That is a very useful concept that you have to learn here. So क्या होता है कि इस रेफरेंस लाइन से x डिस्टेंस के बाद हमने एक छोटा सा एलिमेंट रखा है dx, और इस पे चार्ज क्या रखा है dq. ये क्यों रखा है? क्योंकि हम लोगों को जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कैलकुलेट करना है उसके लिए पॉइंट चार्ज चाहिए, तो मुझे किसी न किसी तरीके से पॉइंट कंसीडर करना पड़ेगा, और लाइन जो होता है वो एक पॉइंट से मिल करके ही बना होता है, इसीलिए पॉइंट को हम लोगों ने कंसीडर कर लिया है यहाँ पे. तो इस पॉइंट की बात करेंगे, इस पॉइंट पे जो चार्ज होगा वो चार्ज क्या है dq. और अब देखिए इस dq के कारण जब यहाँ पे आप एक कोई टेस्ट चार्ज Q0, सपोज करो Q0 एक टेस्ट चार्ज है, इस टेस्ट चार्ज को हम रख देंगे, तो इस टेस्ट चार्ज पे किस डायरेक्शन में फोर्स लगाएगा? आइए इस पेन से इसको डिनोट करते हैं. ये क्या है भाई? इसी को हम DE बोलेंगे. तो DE का दो कंपोनेंट होगा, एक कंपोनेंट क्या होगा DE cos थीटा, दूसरा कंपोनेंट क्या होगा DE sin थीटा. इस डायरेक्शन दो कंपोनेंट होगा. इस एंगल को हमने थीटा ले लिया है. अब चूंकि यह एक इनफाइनाइट लेंथ की बात कर रहा है, तो किसी रेफरेंस पॉइंट से जितना ऊपर हम जाएंगे उतना ही नीचे भी आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि इनफाइनाइट लेंथ है. इनफाइनाइट लेंथ से यदि हम x ऊपर जाएंगे और x ऊपर जाकर के एक एलिमेंट dx खोजेंगे, तो उसी तरीके से नीचे जाकर के भी हम सेम dx को खोज सकते हैं. तो क्या होगा कि इन दिस केस a small dx can be taken further at a distance of x. At a distance of x, a dx element can be supposed where the charge is also dq. So this dq will also apply the force of dE in this direction on this q0, and it has two components. This one is theta, so this one is also theta, so this one is d cos theta, this one is d sin theta. So now what happens on y-axis, on vertical plane, we can see that these two are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, so it will cancel each other. It will cancel each other because they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, so it has to cancel there. So what happens? You have taken an element dx. For dx, the y components means de cos theta, de sin theta, the vertical component is going to be cancelled from here. So after this dx, we have to take this dx, a small element, then this dx, then this dx. For every dx here, the y component will be cancelled out, and only x component is going to contribute to the electric field at this point. So what we have to do here, we have to calculate E at this point as dE cos theta. dE cos theta is the only value that is going to contribute to the electric field, and make it the integration there. Make it the integration there. So you can integrate there dE cos theta, and after integrating this dE cos theta, you can find out the value of the electric field due to the infinite length. Now what is the value of the limit for this case? What we have to take the limit? We have to take the proper limit. So see, this angle is theta. Since it is an infinite length wire, so when we goes down there, this dx, after that this dx, after that this dx, after that this dx, so this angle will keep increasing in this direction, and when this angle keep increasing at an infinite point, what will happen? This theta will become 90 degree. And in this case, when we go above this dx to the infinite side, what will happen? This angle will get increased. This angle will get increased, and what will happen? At a very far distance, it will looks like the pi by 2. Means this difference lines, under this difference line also pi by 2, and above this difference line also pi by 2. So what is this limit? Pi by 2 to pi by 2. But see, above this reference lines we are moving in clockwise direction, and in this way anti-clockwise direction. So for finding out the magnitude, we have to take one side as positive and another side as negative. So generally we take anti-clockwise direction, negative direction. In this direction we will take minus. So what will be the limit? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That is the concept. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate dE first. If we calculate dE, then we can calculate this integration very well. So I think it is easy to understand. You have understood it. You have got some concept key. What are the approach that we have to follow for calculating the value of electric field due to infinite length. Now see, semi-infinite length. When we talk about semi-infinite length, so I think infinity cannot be divided into two parts. Infinity by 2 has nothing to do more with us. But what can we do? We can suppose. What suppose? Because when we talk about infinite length, it means this length means the line of charge. This length is very, very longer than this length where we have to calculate the electric field. That is the meaning of infinity here. Actually, the meaning of infinity is what? Is something different. Infinity by 2 has nothing to do anything with us. But here infinity means what? Infinity means a very large. How much large? A large in the sense that the length of the charge line is greater than, very, very greater than the point where we have to calculate the electric field. Suppose this is a line, this is a big line, and we have to calculate the electric field here at a distance of 1 centimeter, half centimeter. Then we can consider it as a infinity. That's why this length can be divided into two parts, and the one part will be the semi-infinite length. And now we have to take the approach to calculate. Now the approach will change. Approach will remain same, but some procedure will changes. How? Just see. Here, this is the line, and in that infinite case, below this point, below this reference there, we have also the charge, but in the semi-infinite length, below this reference line, we don't have the charge. So we don't have nothing to do in negative side. So in positive side, after a distance of x, same concept, we can take a length dx where dq charge is established. For dq charge, the electric field at this point, this is given as A, this distance is given as A. At this point, the direction, suppose there we have placed a test charge Q0. For calculating the electric field, we always place a test charge, a positive test charge only, at a point where we have to calculate the value of electric field. So definitely this is positive, so this will repel it in that particular direction. Suppose this angle is theta, then this angle is also theta, and it has in this direction, x direction, it has x component dex and here dy. But in below side, like this, in below side we don't have the charge, so we are not going to take a small element in below side. We don't have to take it. So what will happen? Here we have to calculate for dex. The dex means what? D cos theta. Means dex means what? De cos theta. That is the value. So here we can calculate ex equal to integration of dx equal to integration of de cos theta, and ey dey means what? De sin theta. De sin theta. Now see what is the limit. In that particular case we have the limit minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, but here this reference line we shall start from here, because the first dx will start from here. We have the first dx from this point, so it is 0. So the lower limit is always 0. Lower limit is always 0. And upper limit means infinity. So when we go above, this theta will keep increasing, and at a point it will looks like pi by 2, positive pi by 2. So here we have to do the integration pi by 2. So we have ex and ey, then we have e equals to what? Exi plus eyj. In vectorial form, what will be the magnitude? What will be? So what we have to do? We have to calculate exi plus eyj, and now in this way we have to calculate the value of magnitude of electric field, means under root ex square plus ey square. That we understand it. In this way we can calculate the value of electric field for semi-finite infinite length. Now see about finite length. Finite length, what happens? Keep for this reference line, this distance and this distance is not equal. It may happen. It will be equal for a single case where we shall talk about perpendicular bisector. But in this case we will not talk, because this length and this length is not equal. So we have, what we have to do? We have to apply the concept in some different ways. What will be the limit? Because this is the finite length, so in question you will definitely get this angle. This angle, suppose this angle is alpha, and this angle is beta. So alpha and beta as the angle made by extremities at this point where we have to calculate the value of electric field. So this is simple. Here we have to also calculate ex. Ex means what? Integration of dex means what? Integration of de cos theta, like same way. From where to where? Cos theta means this angle. What is this angle? Alpha. And what is this angle? Beta. That we have known, because extremity, last point make this angle alpha at this point, and the last point of this rod make this angle beta at this point. So we can calculate from alpha to beta, and when we are using sign convention we shall take it as minus alpha to beta. That is fine. In the same way we have to calculate ey. So ey means dey equals to de sin theta, that is the perpendicular components, and minus alpha to beta. So we shall get x component and y component. See here, x component and y component, and we have the x component and y component. Then then we shall calculate out the E as EXI plus EYJ in vector form. So definitely mod of E, that is magnitude of E, is equals to EX square plus EY square. So in this way we can calculate out the values. So this is the description how we shall calculate the value of electric field. How we shall calculate the value of electric field due to linear charge density. When linear charge density is given there, so how we have to calculate the value of electric field, that we have seen here in that particular case. We have seen here, first one is the example for infinite length, second one is the example for semi-infinite length, and third one is the finite length. In this way, now we are in position, now we shall calculate. We have shown you the methods, how we are going to approach and what approach we have already taken to calculate the value of electric field. ये बहुत important है समझने के लिए कि डिफरेंट केसेस में हम किस तरह के कॉन्सेप्ट को अप्लाई करेंगे. जब इस तरह की बात होगी तो हम जाकर के वहाँ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कैलकुलेट करेंगे. अब हम आपको एक एक करके तीनों फाइनाइट, इनफाइनाइट, सेमी इनफाइनाइट एंड फाइनाइट, तीनों केसेस को मैं एक एक करके डिराइव करके आपको बताता हूं कि किस तरीके से आएगा और इसका फाइनल वैल्यू क्या आएगा और कितना इंपॉर्टेंस हम लोगों के लिए रखता है. तो आइए दोस्तों देखते हैं फिर से. For infinite length, everything we have discussed. Now we have to calculate. So what we have to calculate? E means integration of dE cos theta here. Here E means integration of dE cos theta, integration minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Now first calculate dE. dE means what? Lambda into dx, because on dx length, on unit length charge is lambda. Unit length charge is lambda, so dx length charge is lambda into dx. That is very simple. So d equal to k dq is the charge on dx, lambda into dx. So now dE equals to k means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, q means dq by r square. What is r square here? This distance, because this distance we have to take this charge. First charge is here, second charge is here, so distance between these is this distance, and this distance is definitely x square plus a square. So put x square plus a square under root and a square, and a square means x square plus a square and cos theta. So write cos theta. So what is the value of dq? dq we have calculated. So dE equals to k lambda into dx by under root, x square plus a square into cos theta. Now see, x is also a variable and theta is also a variable. Here cos theta, and you have given the integration x. If you want to calculate this integration in terms of theta, so you have to replace dx. You have to replace dx in terms of theta. So what we shall do, just see here. We have to write the expression between x and theta and then differentiate it. You will get dx. So what will happen in this triangle? What we shall write? Ki x by a means perpendicular by base equals to tan theta. That is for sure. So here x equal to a tan theta. So now differentiating both sides, what will happen? A tan theta differentiation is sec square theta. A theta differentiation is d theta. So dx can be replaced by a sec square theta d theta. Now what is the value of x square a square? Calculate it. X square plus a square means what? X value is a tan square theta plus a square. We shall take a square as common, then tan square theta plus 1 equals to a square sec square theta. That is second. So we have got the value of x square plus a square, and we have got the value of dx. So now we shall write from here. Now I am removing it. Just write it cos theta. So just see, taking these two here, what we can do, dE equals to dE equals to k lambda. What is the value of dx? A square sec square theta d theta. A sec square theta d theta. A sec square theta d theta by x square plus a square. What is the value of x square plus a square? A square sec square theta, and we have cos theta, and we have to take dE like that. So what is the value of E? E equal to integration of dE, that is integration of k lambda a sec square theta d theta by a square sec square theta into cos theta. Here a cancel, sec square theta cancel. So what we have? K lambda by a, that is a constant value, and we have to take the integration from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So E equals to k lambda by a, cos theta is there, d theta, and integration of minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 means minus 90 to 90. So here E equals to what? K lambda by a. What is integration of cos theta? Sin theta. Integration of cos theta is always sin theta, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. What is this value? K lambda by a sin pi by 2 upper limit minus lower limit. The lower limit means sin minus pi by 2. Lower limit is like this. So sin minus pi by 2 is minus sin pi by 2, because sin minus theta is always minus sin theta. So that's why k lambda by a sin pi by 2 1 minus minus plus sin pi by 2 1. So that is E equals to 2 k lambda by a, putting the value of k means what? 1 by 2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by a. Lambda by a, so the value of E is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into a. 2 pi epsilon naught into a. We have got the result. So write it down. This is a very, very useful expression. This is a very useful expression, and we shall be using it in so many cases ahead. So this is the expression for linear charge density due to infinite length. infinite length we have considered what is the value? Lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught a, where lambda is the charge per unit length and it is always a constant quantity. Okay, fine. So a is the distance from this line. Just consider a is the distance from this line. So what will be the value? What will be the value? If a gets increasing, e will decrease. If a means length of a is increasing, what is the value of e? E keeps decreasing there, because everything lambda 2 pi epsilon naught is going to be constant here. So if a is changes, because it is 2 centimeter and now you have to find out the electric field at 2.5 centimeter or 3 centimeter, so electric field will decrease. When E is very far also, what will happen? Almost the electric field is zero. And when it is coming closer to that, the electric field is larger. We shall discuss it. We shall discuss the graphical method. First we have to calculate 2 other derivations also. Then we shall learn how we can draw the graph of that particular thing. So first just see now the case of semi-infinite length. Welcome again. Now we have to calculate the value of electric field due to semi-infinite line. Now we have the concept semi-infinite line, and now we have to calculate the value of electric field. Write down here. Semi-infinite line. Now see what happens. Now in the last session we understood about how to take dq, ex and ey. Here we don't have the charge below this line. That's why this time we have to consider dey also and ex also. So first calculate ex, then calculate ey, and then we have to make the magnitude and the direction in a proper way. So what we shall do it. Now see, de means what? De means what? D means k lambda k dq actually by r square. R means what? This distance, we consider this distance as x. So what is this distance? Definitely x square plus a square. So now r square means what? X square plus a square, and de is that. So now we should consider ex. Ex means what? Integration of dex means what? Integration of de cos theta. So what will happen? Ex equals to de. De means k. dq. dq means what? Lambda into dx by x square plus a square into cos theta. Now see again what we have. We have theta and x. Theta and x both are variable here. So we have to find out the relation between theta and x. How we shall find out the relation between theta and x? See, in this triangle x by a equals to tan theta, then x equal to a tan theta. So now differentiating both sides, dx equal to a square sec square theta d theta. So we have got dx. Now what is the value of x? This is the expression dx. X square plus a square means what? X equal to a tan theta. So a square tan square theta plus a square. So a square common, tan square theta plus 1, that is a square sec square theta. A square sec square theta. That is fine. So see how we shall apply. Now how we apply the concept. Now we have x square, a square and dx. So now putting the value in this equation, what will happen? Ex equals to k lambda dx equal to a square sec square theta d theta by x square plus a square means a square sec square theta integration cos theta. Sorry, this is a sec square theta d theta. A sec square theta d theta it is. So a cancel, sec square theta cancel. So what will happen? Integration k lambda by a is constant. What is under the integration? Cos theta and d theta only. Cos theta d theta. From where to where? 0 to pi by 2. In this case the limit is 0 because first element is at here and the last element is at pi by 2. K lambda by pi by 2. So what is this? K lambda by a. Again this is sin theta because integration of cos theta is sin theta, but now the limit is 0 to pi by 2. So what will happen? K lambda by a sin pi by 2 minus sin 0. Sin 0 0, sin pi by 2 1. So ex equal to k lambda by a is the value. So now I write it here. Just remember here ex equals to k lambda by a. That is the value of ex. In the same way, we have to find out the value of ey. We have to find the value of ey. So just calculate ey. Now ex is calculated. So what is ey? Ey equals to so now after ex we can calculate the value of ey in the same way. So what is the value of dey? Dey is d sin theta. Definitely it is like it is dx is de cos theta and this is de sin theta. So for calculating ey, that will be the integration of dy, and what is the value of dey? De sin theta. So again de means k lambda dx means dq by r square. R square is x square plus r square sin theta, and the calculation we have seen there is it is k lambda by a sin theta d theta from where 0 to pi by 2. Now 0 to pi by 2, what is the integration of sine theta, that is definitely minus cos theta. So this is minus cos theta, put the limit minus cos pi by 2 plus cos 0. So minus cos pi by 2 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So that is k lambda by a, that is the value of Ey also. So Ex and Ey both are equal in magnitude, but they are differently perpendicular to each other. They are perpendicular component, they are not in the same direction, they are perpendicular to each other. So in this way we have found out the value of Ex and Ey. So now we can calculate the net electric field. What is the magnitude of net electric field? That is Ex square plus Ey square under root, because these two are perpendicular to each other. So we have written the value of k lambda a as Ex and k lambda a as Ey. So now magnitude of E, what will be? Under root Ex square plus Ey square. It means it is k lambda by a square plus k lambda by a square. What it mean? 2k lambda by a square, this is under root. So E equals to root 2 k lambda by a, that is E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught root 2 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by a. So this is the expression for the magnitude of electric field at a distance of a due to a semi-infinite line. Now we are in position to calculate the direction. So how we shall find out the direction? Direction means if we take from this way, so how we can write E? E equals to Exi here, and downward direction minus Eyj. So what is the value of tan theta? Tan phi, actually phi is the angle, phi is the net angle between the x-axis and the direction of the electric field. Then tan y barabar mod of y equals to mod of x, means Ey by Ex. So you can see that the Ex and Ey both are equal in magnitude. So in this way, what will be the value of tan phi? Tan phi equal to 1. So phi equals to 45 degree. In this way we can find out the magnitude and the direction of the electric field at a point. So tan phi equals to k lambda by a upon k lambda by a, that means it will be cancelled out. So tan phi equals to 1. Tan phi equals to 1. So phi equals to 45 degree here. What does it mean? 45 degree? 45 degree in with x-axis in negative y direction. 45 degree with Ex towards negative y direction, means fourth quadrant. So magnitude and direction can be found out using this equation. So friends, we have already calculated the electric field due to infinite line charge. Now it is semi-infinite line charge, and in the next class we shall be discussing about finite length charge, where charge is finite. So it will be a separate class. Till now, enjoy. Thank you very much.